All right, folks, we are wrapping up day one of practice for stop number 6 of the FLW Tour. It's presented by Evinrude on Lake Chickamauga. I've got Wes Logan with me.
Happy to be here, buddy.
Wes, we already did this one time and I messed it up.
So we can take two.
Yeah, exactly. So I fully expect to get a whole lot of like really well thought out, perfect information.
You want the in-depth stuff, man.
Yeah. So I guess let's go ahead and start with just the conditions. What's it like out there on Chickamauga right now? You know, water level, clarity, all that good stuff.
Water level is about 2 feet below full pool, which is not good on this lake if you're a shallow water guy, in my opinion. It's kind of set, the lake's setting up for a good offshore bite, I believe, or early morning shad spawn. But as far as seeing a full-blown shallow water beat down, it's not going to happen. I mean, unless we have a hurricane come up that's not coming.
Not by day one of the tournament.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. But you know, we got to fish the conditions we're dealt with and see how that plays out.
All right. What did you see for like water temperature, water clarity?
Water temperature this morning, I didn't get here at daylight. I got here about 8:30 or 9, and when I put the boat in, it was like 65, and it got up to 71 or 72 when I just took out, which is, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more, but I don't know, it's just didn't fish good for me today.
Alrighty. Well, you've got multiple days to figure it out, and it's Lake Chickamauga, so it's gonna fish good at some point in time.
No doubt.
That's a guarantee.
Somebody's gonna run into them. A couple people will.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned the shad spawn, and we talked about that in the earlier one. Do you feel like that's gonna be a player this week? Yeah,
the shad spawn will be a player. I don't know how big of a player it'll be because you just don't have a lot of time to look for it. And I mean, somebody's going to luck up on it. A couple of guys will luck up on it and actually find some good, solid fish feeding on them. But there's a lot of places I assume they're spawning that the bass really haven't found them yet. So whoever can stumble upon the right one, I mean, it's normally the guy that does very well in the tournament.
Okay. Do you have a lot of experience fishing the Tennessee River at this sort of odd time of year? Because I feel like you probably should. I think at Wheeler a few years ago you did really well, and it was, you know, that odd kind of time of year.
The interesting thing about that Wheeler tournament, it was a coastal tournament. I finished, I think, I was in the top 10 after the first day, but I stumbled, I finished 12th or something.
Yep.
The water came up like the last day of practice. When that water ever
comes up right into West Logan levels.
When it ever comes up, I don't know if it's a confidence thing, I just get real comfortable. But other than that tournament, I really don't care for the Tennessee River, and it's probably one of the best river systems in the country. I'm just a Coosa River boy that they're always shallow. So.
Okay. Well, there are always fish shallow here though, because
that's what I've always heard. I mean, it doesn't matter how low the water is. Some of them live shallow here, and I'm going to keep looking for them.
Alrighty, because there's grass, you know.
That's right.
There's going to be bait up there. Like, I've got faith that you'll find them. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. We're gonna look in every nook and cranny we can find.
All right.
We're going to John Cox them this week.
Alrighty. Well, man, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, sir.
All right, folks, we are wrapping up day one here. Got Ryan Salzman with me. Ryan, you are a guide on the Tennessee River, and I feel like even if you haven't been to Chickamauga before, you should know what's going on.
Right. It sets up very similar to Lake Guntersville and even Pickwick Lake, I feel like. And even bits of Wheeler. I kind of ran up the river today.
Okay.
And just to sample that end of the lake to see what it had to offer. I like to fish, you know, spinnerbaits and swim jigs in the current, you know, on laydowns. So I actually got here at 10:30. I had a delayed start because yesterday I fished a tournament on Guntersville, and I needed some sleep.
28 pounds and one.
Yep, we had 28 pounds, 2 ounces, and was able to get the W, and which I was nervous. Even if you have 28 on Guntersville, you're liable to get beat.
Well, yeah, it is Guntersville.
So it is
Same thing here.
Yes, Chickamauga has giant bags, so.
All right. Well, that being said, what do you feel like the stage of these fish is? Because it's May, and that's kind of it's kind of an in-between month on the Tennessee River, I feel like. Or it's going to be May, rather.
Yes, it's going to be May at the start of the tournament. I think that the fish are mostly in 2 phases. Will be spawning and post-spawn.
Okay.
There might be a few pre-spawners, but there's so few of them probably that I've...
Not worth pursuing?
Yeah, you probably want to find a spot that might have both. You know, like a transition area, maybe a point, maybe a shell bar, or something like that. That's kind of what they're doing at Guntersville. They're in post-spawn transition areas, and you get lucky every once in a while and catch a pre-spawner, and so...
I like it.
Yeah, but...
When you say post-spawn, I immediately think about ledges because it's the Tennessee River.
Yeah, so what people don't know is that a ledge, or what the fish consider a ledge offshore, could be an 8-foot to 10-foot drop, or it could be a 10 to 20. So a lot of what we do on the Tennessee River actually is those 8 to 12, 8 to 10, and they get really sneaky on those flat areas, and in between going from spawning to the deep. And like on Guntersville and Pickwick right now, there's actually a lot of fish in that 20-foot zone, but they're all 2-pounders.
Okay.
So the big
ones aren't there.
No, they seem to be in that mid-depth area. So I suspect that's probably the same thing that's going on here. I did see a hint of a shad spawn even midday in some of the shady areas.
All right, all right.
So that could get interesting. I mean, just for a solid, you know, maybe cutting a check bite. I don't know if it'll win, but usually the offshore bite, some form, whether it's 5-foot offshore, or
all the way off by the main channel.
Right, or 20-foot, yeah.
Okay. In your opinion, I mean, you know the Tennessee River, you know what it can produce this time of year. What are we going to see for a winning weight? Because you've looked at plenty of like Chickamauga results over the years. You're no dummy, right?
Yeah. I looked at this time. I think it was a Costa event. I think 18 or 19 a day over 3 days.
Well, was that 3 or was it 2 days? Because a couple years ago we had one that got shortened just to 2 days.
Yeah, I think it was a 2-day.
Yeah.
So maybe a 3-day. I think that may fish a little stronger now. It depends on how soon they start eating. I was actually talking with Bill Taylor at lunch. I came off the water and had lunch.
Man, you are dialed in, buddy. I love it.
Man, and Bill said, he said something that kind of made me chuckle. He said, I'm dreading this tournament because of this quick warm-up. And I was like, I'm kind of excited. So what people don't know is they really will rush. Like in practice, no one may see a fish offshore. And then all of a sudden, maybe mid-tournament or something like that, they just may show up.
A few years ago, we had a Costa on Kentucky Lake where it was just like that.
Right.
And I think it was in May. And everybody complained all during practice.
Right.
And then Brandon Hunter, Randy Haynes, Jason Lambert, all those guys caught like 25 pounds on day one.
Right. They probably just scanned until they saw them on that first day.
It honestly might have been like that.
Right.
Or they were just, you know, really not showing their cards in practice, which I would also believe.
I would suspect that. But for weight-wise, it could be in that 18 to 19, or I would think probably 20 to 22 a day probably ends up winning it.
Okay, because it's Chickamauga.
Because it's Chickamauga, and, you know, we just came from Guntersville. I can't see how they're that far apart, and there were several 24 to 25. There was 3 that were over 24, and we had 28. And a lot of 19. So if it fishes strong, it could be better than that. It could be, you know, a break the century mark tournament. You never know.
I'm gonna cross my fingers for that.
Hey, that would be a great feat for anyone to do that. I know Lambert's not here, so someone else has step up and take his place. So.
All righty. Well, Ryan, thanks for stopping by, and
awesome.
Good luck out there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.